Initially we were presented a storyboard from the director Rupert Saunders. A guy walking through a kitchen while his house is being destroyed by these fighting robots. And then at some stage there is a frozen moment so that you can see that he can actually pause the action, move to another room, then the action continues.
For the compositing workflow, it was first to get the plate. We scan, because that was shot on film. We scan it, that was graded here at MPC as well. From that, after that, we have to build this edit. When we have this edit, we export all this plate for the 3D department to start to match move, which is to recreate this virtual camera. And after that, in a 2D, we have to rotoscopy frame by frame everything that we want to keep or everything that we want to remove. Then when we create the background in 2D, when we have the rotoscopy of what is in the foreground, we wait for this guy to provide us the 3D. Then when the 3D comes to us, after that, our job in terms of compositing is to make it photoreal.
It really is hard to single out a particular shot as being the hardest shot in this commercial. The biggest issue was the sheer quantity of work that had to be done in the time that it had to be done. Technically, the most difficult shot was when the robot is first thrown into the wall. Yeah, we were a bit surprised when we got the edit because there were 62 shots total in a 60-second commercial. 47 of those were effect shots. The total production schedule, I think, was about 5 weeks. So with the robots, we replaced from shoulder to middle of forearm and from hip to middle of calf. So consequently, we shot guys in suits. You paint out those bits that you don't want to see, but then the 2D guys had to rebuild everything that would have been obscured by those bits of the body. The suit had a lot of shapes on it that we could track to, but the tracking was a manual process, it really was. First of all, the first step was to camera track what the live action camera was doing in a 3D scene. So we built a 3D scene that was a mock-up of the actual sets. We camera tracked that, but certainly the tracking of the joints on the robots was all a hand track. Once the guy hits the wall, there's a total 3D takeover. And then, so we have 2 live action cameras on separate sides of the room, one looking at panning across to our hero, then the other following through when he walks out, right? And then what we had to do was develop a 3D camera, project all of that information back into a 3D environment and marry those 2 camera moves together. One of the things that is pretty amazing about being part of MPC is just the resource that is available. So in this case, for this job, obviously we had MPC Los Angeles doing the bulk of the work, but we also had the Bangalore office were doing a lot of the match moving. They did rotoscoping as well, did they not? And the explosion inside the kitchen was actually done in London. And so the being able to share all the information backwards and forwards was pretty impressive.
Record in one room, watch in any room, all with one DVR. Don't just watch TV, DirecTV.